Now time for the DD2 and the DD2-Masters pre-final. Here is your starting grid. Nikita Genzer and Nicolas Guillaume line up on the front row, Genzer on pole. Mats Johan Overhoff and Jordi Kleber round out the top two rows, so it's Germany and Belgium, Germany and Belgium. Then it's the Netherlands and Germany on row 3. Axel Goes in the 455 will be joined by DD2-Masters pole sitter Bastian Krapov in the 520. Yes, Barnes and Nico Hanke on row 4. Completing the top 10, Zem Knofjes and Rick van der Straat with Malte Schlatterer and Christoph Adams rounding out row 6. Imke Artsenkind de Brandt, row 7. Bas van Vlimmeren and Luca Neuenhausen round out row 8. Bennett Demler and Dominic Hummels, row 9. Completing the top 20, it is going to be Moritz Knofjes and Giel Brander. Ronan Lassau, Christophe Lassau, Niels Böhler, Wim Hulo, Mark van der Kamp, Izan Kielstra, Marit Fassot, Luca Weber, Derek van Coort, Ton van Weert, and Norman van Beek round out the 31-strong grid. Norman, unfortunately, there was no signal to the transponder, no lap times recorded in qualifying yesterday, and also the 416 of Derek van Coort received a 3-place grid penalty post-qualifying for an out-of-position front bumper, and would have started a little bit further up the order, would have been 26th. So the drivers now pretty much coming to a nigh on standstill, heading into the final corner. The red lights are on the gantry, ahead of 10 minutes plus 2 additional laps of racing here at the home of champions for DD2 and DD2-Masters. Genzer on pole, Guillaume alongside. Revs rise, lights are on, lights are out, we're underway. And it's the rundown to turn number 1 and 2. Mats Johan Overhoff making sure he got through for second place to slot in behind teammate at Door Motorsport. Oh, we've got someone who's lost the front fairing and is backwards off the circuit. That is the 5-2-2. Niels Böhler out of the race. A real shame. It was a bit of a coming together coming out of turn 2. Some drivers using the runoff area, and Niels Böhler just got caught between a rock and a hard place and ended up backwards, front fairing in the air, unable to do anything about it, and has to watch from the sidelines. Nicolas Guillaume has dropped a few places down in the meantime, as both Genzer and Overhoff have sprinted away into the lead. It looks like Jessis Barnes has made it up to P3, but the gap that the two drivers from Door Motorsport have is substantial. It's 2.7 seconds back to third from Mats Johan Overhoff. So Jessis Barnes has got third, Nicolas Guillaume fourth, Zem Knofjes, Jordi Kleber, Nico Hanke, Imke Arts, Axel Goes and Bastian Krapov round out the top 10. And Bas van Vlimmeren in the meantime has got past the back in action Christoph Adams for second in the Masters classification. They round out the top 13 on the road. As some stern defending going on into turn number 10. And that was by the 455 of Axel Goes. Sodicott definitely slingshotting its way past Christoph Adams. That looked to be Rick van der Straat in the 495. Or it could have been Moritz Knofjes in the 574. However, was the driver in question was running. Looks like it was Knofjes, as Guillaume is trying to close on in, looks up the inside, and behind him another overtake happens. So that looked to be possibly Sam Knopfjes on Jordi Kleball for position. And now that position's going to change as they go through into turn number 10. And then it's side by side out of turn 11. So straight away, the elbows have been sharpened. Approach them at your peril. Bennett Demler in the 434 has also dropped to the back end of the field and might also be on the verge of retiring in his own right. Started 17th, now down to P30, a combined total of 31. DD2 and Masters out on circuit. Nikita Genzer, after 3 laps, has not only the fastest lap in the pocket of the race, has a lead of just under a second over Mats Johan Overhoff. Nicolas Guillaume has managed to get away from those behind. Jordi Kleball up now past Jesse Spans for 4th place. Just behind, it's Nico Hanke in the 450. Gap now between first and second is just under 1.2. So Hanke 6th ahead of Sem Knofjes, Imke Arts, Bastian Krapov, and also just behind them Axel Goes in the 455. So just over 4 minutes of this race completed. So Bennett Demler on lap 2 is out of the race. So we're down to 29 runners and riders. Dominic Hummels, who started 18th, has tumbled all the way down to 29th and last. Nicolas Guillaume, however, has started pulling away from Jordi Kleball. And last time around, put in the fastest lap of the race, 54.690 for the Belgian. Still very much too close to call as to, or to predict what's going to happen over the next 5 minutes plus 2 additional laps. Izan Kielstra loses out a position to Christophe Lassot. Norman Van Beek gets through on the 441 of Marie Fassot, who's now returned to karting after, I think, pretty much just over a year on the sidelines. Mark van der Kamp has got through on Kier de Brandt for 17th. Van der Kamp started down in 25th, now has made up 8 places over the course of the last 5.5 minutes. And Jesse Spans is going to lose out a position. So Genzer, Overhoff, Guillaume, Klebor, Hanke, Knofjes, Jesse Spans. So it was Sem Knofjes that did get through. There is Imke Arts on, well, that's a surprise. Imke Arts, I remember, used to be on a Birol Arts chassis. Now, looks to be in the, looks to be on a Kart Republic with a very familiar livery, Shepherd's Racing. Martin van Leeuwen, one of their talisman drivers, winner of the 2021 Rotax Max Euro Golden Trophy, and then went on that year to go to the Sakir, Sakir in Bahrain to win the grand finals after that event. So one of the biggest battles at the moment is between the likes of Klebor, Handke, Knofjes, Spans and Arts. And that is from 4th to 8th, so 5 drivers in total. As that was a look up the inside by Zem Knofjes on Nico Handke for 5th place at turn 7. Mark van der Kamp, I've just noticed, has just been shown as a retirement. Dominic Hummels, a great start for the 577. But Nikita Genzer and Mats Johan Overhoff have cleared away. They are gone and into the wilderness. Nicolas Guillaume moving from Shepherd's Racing last year to this year, joining Stan Pex and the SP Motorsport crew. Change here through out of turn number 6. Sam Knop. Oh, Jesse Spans goes very, very deep in. Gets through. Handke gets caught out. Knopfius gets up the inside. That's Arts now through. So one move by one driver means somebody else loses a significant amount of race positions. And we still have just over 90 seconds plus 2 laps to go, folks. You ain't seen nothing yet. Up the inside on Jesse Spans goes Sem Knopfius. So a good little exchange for 5th. Fastest lap of the races by Knopfius in on what was lap 7, 54.655. Now into the final minute we go of this race, plus the additional 2 laps. Genzer takes us on to lap number 11, leading Mats Johan Overhoff by 2.83 seconds. Nicolas Guillaume rounds out the top 3, a further 2.5 seconds behind. Jordi Klebor, Sem Knopfius, Jesse Spans, Imke Arts, Bastian Karpov still leading the way in DD2-Masters, but is not the only driver in the top 10 and also in the top 2 of DD2-Masters. Well, it's the man at the front of that train, Christoph Adams, now running 10th. Ahead of Axel goes Bas van Vlimmeren, not too far behind them either. Timer now expires. We hit 0. 2 more laps to go. Genzer takes us on to lap number 12 out of 13. Adams still holding station at the moment. But will there possibly be an attack courtesy? Well, I think he's more concerned about Bas van Vlimmeren, who's got in front of him Axel goes in the 4.55. So on to the penultimate lap we head. But Genzer, once again, like he showed here at this circuit 2 weeks ago for the Champions Winter Trophy, as there is a move by the 5.52 of Bas van Vlimmeren. I think just got past either Rick van der Straat or Malte Schlatterer in that exchange. Would have been Van der Straat in the 495 that's running on the Sodi Kart chassis. We are on the final lap of this race. Nikita Genzer just cruising like it's a Sunday afternoon drive in the countryside, only you're in the Limburg region of Belgium rather than being near to your house. But Genzer has done exactly what he's needed to do, has led every single lap from lights out to what will now be the checkered flag. So Door Motorsports, Nikita Genza in the 4:07 rounds turn 12 and picks up the win in the pre-final. And it's not just a small margin, it's a commanding one. It's a Door Motorsport 1-2 and a German 1-2 courtesy of Mats Johan Overhoff. 3.8 seconds cover the top two. Nicolas Guillaume in third ahead of Yuri Klebol. Sam Knopius, Jesse Spans, Imke Arts ran at the top 7. Good work by Imke, up 6 places from 13th on the grid. Bastian Karpov takes the win in DD2-Masters. In 8th, ahead of Nico Handke, Christoph Adams and Bas van Vlummeren, who ran at the top 11, ran at the top 3 in Masters. Axel Goes, Rick van der Straat, Malte Schlatterer ran at the top 14, ahead of Moritz Knofjes, Kian de Brandt, Luca Weber, Luca Neuenhausen, Gil Bronder and Ronan Lassor, who ran at the top 20. Wim Rouleau, Derek van Kort, Christophe Lassor, Lisanne Kielstra, Ton van Weert, Norman van Beek, Marit Fassot and Dominic Hummels ran at the finishers. Mark van der Kamp out on lap 6, Bennett Demler lap 2, and Niels Berler out at turn 3 on the opening lap.